And we're back to another episode of Let's Play King's Quest II Romancing the Stone. I'm your host, your RPG guy, and some monks have some explaining to do. Or at least, well, not really explaining to do, but we clearly now know their intent. And we also are under the suspicion that they are sitting on something in their cemetery. Or that it was a tampering of bodies had taken place. So let's head on over. See what's hiding out at the church. Over yonder. Do 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 do.
Your heart beats faster and faster as you push on the handle of the church door. It opens, and you nervously step inside.
Oh my. What do we got here?
You look over the book. It is a journal written by Lowolf, head monk of the Church of Kalima. Flipping through it, you see a paragraph with a name you recognize.
It is frustrating as always dealing with Count Kaldur and his ilk. He is just like his father, perhaps even worse. He insists that Kalima be pushed forward to enlighten the peasantry. Can you not see that this path leads to ruin? How can the people retain their moral goodness if their minds are filled with knowledge of the wider world and all of its sin?
You turn a few more pages and choose another interesting-looking paragraph.
I'm quite convinced that Kaldur is so blinded by his so-called vision for Koilima that he cannot see the folly of his intentions. And yet he is the Lord of Kalima. To publicly refute him would create confusion and anger in the people. I'm a man of patience. The greatest gift his grace has granted me, perhaps time will settle this young lord's idealism and grant him sense in the process.
The journal largely contains many entries of similar types and of daily matters of a monk's life. You are about to replace the journal where you found it, but your eye catches a most peculiar passage.
A wonderment was discovered in the forest this night. The spirits of the wild, long thought to be only of legend, appeared to us and saw fit to grant my brethren and I the most blessed of gifts. Such power we now have. Our forms can be abandoned in favor of any other, and I am to be their leader, their most powerful. They are bound to me, inextricably. The spirits have made promises of greater things to come for us. Oh, it fills me with such longing, the endless possibilities. What we will achieve with our abilities, I am restless. I must leave for a time. The moon is full, and I feel the urge to join my pack as they run. Perhaps we will hunt, perhaps we will kill. My mind is now clear, and I know the path before us. It is a path that shall lead us to greatness, and it will begin with the destruction of our nemesis. But now I no longer have the patience to write. I must run, I must hunt, I must.
The passage ends abruptly. Though there are many pages left to be written on, it is evident that the final passage was written a number of years ago. How strange. You replace the journal, putting it back where you found it.
Okie dokie. Well, that's ominous, if I do say so myself. Let's continue. Clearly the whole pentagram on the floor thing is not good either.
Rarlap Neven.
So we're looking for a specific dude to be buried here.
Twintle.
See if we can find him.
Larman Odnarb, 1175.
There we go.
1200.
Same year of death. Let us back away just a wee bit and get to digging.
You stop digging when your shovel hits something hard.
Let's take a peek.
With bated breath, you open the box. There it is, the tiara.
And yoink.
As you retrieve the tiara from its final resting place, you let out a loud, relieved sigh. You feel as if the coming sunrise will be the most glorious sight you will ever behold, considering how close you were to never seeing another again. Now don't delay, you still have to get it back to the castle. You freeze as the wolf's howl sends shivers down your spine. You force yourself to turn and face nothing. Your anxiety must be causing you to hear things.
Things that clearly go bark in the night. Let's go ahead and head south here. Kind of back the way we came. And let's make a save because things can go awry here. Save over that just to do it in case, you know, have a back. Always gonna have backup saves. You never know when the power will go out or when something else will transpire.
Without
Incoming! Bad Wolfie. Bad Wolfie. It's never that easy. Bad Wolfie.
You breathe a sigh of relief and clean your sword against the body of the nearest wolf. Hopefully, this will be the last time you'll ever have to defend yourself in such a manner. It has always filled you with loathing to even consider killing another creature. This time has been no exception.
But we've not been given much of a choice. Alright, let us go ahead and head back to the swamp. We'll do it a very, very specific way just to be sure we don't bump into any nasties, as they say. Or anything nasty. So you notice I'm going to try to avoid the Hagatha's cave just to make sure we don't get any bad kind of interruptions, so to speak. Yeah, screw it. We're already here. Okay. Some reason a part of me is like, I think she comes out and attacks us. I don't really want to deal with that. All right, before we go into the swamp, save over darkness time just because we got to re-navigate the swamp. That's why I wrote down the way to go. Not just do it kind of by following the poem blindly, one word at a time. So let's go south twice. And then we gotta go west twice. Then we gotta go south twice again. And then we got to do an east and then 2 wests. Should be simple enough. And there we go. Now, before we go up that way, I'm going to save again because, like I said, we're getting into some dangerous parts where bad things can go awry. Or bad things can happen.
Something is wrong here. There is no boat, no boatman, and
Oh boy. That's a trap!
no escape. The monk and his pack have tracked you here, and they clearly intend to do nothing less than rip you to pieces. If you're going to do something, now would be a very good time.
Okay, so first things first, let's go over here.
You tug forcefully at one of the reeds until it finally breaks free. You put it away and carry it with you.
And then we'll move back there, and then what we'll do is we will grab the needle.
The silver needle fits perfectly into the end of the hollow reed, making a sturdy pea shooter. However, the needle by itself is not dangerous enough to make it a lethal projectile.
But we know something about the local waters. Let's use that to our
Very
advantage.
carefully, you bend down and soak the tip of the needle in the foul, toxic water. You now have a deadly weapon.
And we're going to use that deadly weapon to do some good old-fashioned killing. Bye, Felicia! Well, hot damn.
I see you have met the Brotherhood of the Pack.
Where were you?
Detained. A man who had assumed your appearance boarded my boat. When we reached the other side, I perceived the flaws of his disguise and dispatched him instantly.
Damn.
The Count has been wary of the Brotherhood of the Pack for many years now. In obtaining what he asked for and ridding this land of their leader, you have served him doubly well this night.
Sounds like a good deal.
The shrouded ghoul paddles across the toxic lake to the shore on the other side. You re-enter the huge wooden doors and quickly make your way to the castle's main dining room. As expected, you find the Count and Countess awaiting you.
Sweet.
You have performed admirably. Not only have you found the tiara I sought, you have rid me and this land of the deceptive and secretive Brotherhood of the Pack. They have committed many atrocities against my family, such as the deaths of our son and daughter-in-law. I have been forced to remain secluded all these years, unable to serve my homeland as I should, to evade the relentless pursuit of wiping out my entire family line.
Is the Brotherhood really gone? Some of those wolves escaped.
The rest of the pack followed the wolves that ambushed you. However, without their leader, they will find themselves as lost in mind as they are now in body, whether human, wolf, or any other form. Their hastened passage through my swamp will not see a return to their den. Of that I can assure you.
That's good to know.
You have trapped them all in the swamp? The entire pack?
An endless flight through the mire awaits them. Should my long-stilled heart ever feel pity again, perhaps one day I shall free them.
As you listen to the Count's cold, unforgiving tone, you thank your lucky stars that he no longer sees you as a threat, at least not for the time being.
I release you from my service, dear king. The nearing dawn no longer signifies an uncertain future for you.
You take the death gem.
Sweet.
Finally, you have all 3 stones in your possession. You feel a pang of anticipation as you realize that all you need to do now is take them to the door of destiny.
All right.
You said you were the former Lord of Kalima?
Yes,
When did you abdicate?
I didn't, as such. When I became what I am now, ruling this realm lost all meaning to me. All that mattered was the well-being of my dearest treasure.
You flatter me.
It is well deserved. All that mattered to me was her safety. I concerned myself with little else.
And now?
I have recently given thought to. But no, it is a foolish notion to entertain. The people would never accept me as I am now.
Your statue in the town still stands. The people obviously hold you in high regard even after all the years of your absence.
Perhaps. However, my concern right now is the safety of my family. I have taken steps to ensure that they are better protected from our enemies.
Sounds like he's got his shit together to some
I
degree.
wish you the best, dear king.
A word of advice, King Graham. Once you have found the lady you seek, protect her with all your strength. Never leave her side, and place no importance above that of her well-being. Give your life for hers if it should ever come to that. Love can last an eternity, but your loved one can be lost in an instant. Heed those words, my king, and farewell.
She said. Well, at least I can say that experience of vampires and wolves is better than Twilight. Let's get out of here before they have a change of cold heart. Come on, Gramp. South, please. Never get him to move south very easily. There we go. We'll head down and out of here.
You climb back into the decrepit rowboat, and the shrouded ghoul ferries you back across the lake.
Meanwhile... Clearly things are not going Agatha's way.
He did what?
Or the father's.
Well, it would appear that our count's loyalty was to be questioned after all. Keldor has decided to leave us, now that he again has his wife at his side.
No one has ever left my service before.
Yes, Father, it is most regrettable.
It is unthinkable!
Yes, Father, it is quite unthinkable.
It is up to you then, Sister Agatha.
Yes, Father, it is, pardon?
You will have to deal with it yourself. If Graham dies abroad, the crown will pass to me. And with it, the item will be known to me at long last.
Father, are you sure? It is an ancient legend.
It does exist, and I will find it. Do you hear me, Agatha? Graham is not to return to Daventry alive.
Well, she needs to get her butt chin in action, apparently.
The swamp seems a bit lighter than the last time you were here, and some of the heavy mist has lifted. Day must be dawning.
Alright, let's go ahead and head on out here. For we now have the 3 stones. We clearly know what we must do with those stones. But wait, kids, there's more! Yes, there actually is a little bit more. But nothing too major. We're gonna head back to town. There's still a little bit more that we gotta kind of do. So back to town we go. Which is a wee bit of a walk. Not much to say as we're walking. Kind of back the way we came. North we go. Into the town we go. And where do you guys think we're going? We're going to the library yet again. Because we need a little bit more info.
Yes?
Could you recommend another good book?
No.
I'm sorry.
No. You have read every last one of our good books. The only other title you may find vaguely interesting is this one.
The librarian points to the book sitting on her desk. It is entitled The Annual Book of General Knowledge. To consume a book does... This book is entitled The Annual Book of General Knowledge. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt.
Did you know eating certain types of fish has remarkable transformative effects? Eating white snake allows communication with the natural and animal world. Cookies make good camouflage. Rumor about unicorns and who can see them is not true. Mixing animal hair in lotions and potions can cause interesting side effects. Goats are the natural enemies of trolls. Wands are like pets. Life is like a box of chocolates. Some worlds were created perfectly by the gods while others were left to be recreated. Fairy dust loses its effectiveness with age. Wise man reads the lines in the sand for direction. And all you need is love. All right. Strangely enough, there's a handful of good tips in there. Let's skedaddle. All right. And now what we got to do, for lack of a better term, is we're going to head back to the kind of the mural, the rock-faced mural. Because we now have the 3 stones to insert into said rock. Though many of you who've been following along might feel there's a bit of a loose end. Something we may not have dealt with. You'd be right to think that. As we seemingly effortlessly progress the way that we're going here. Oops. You know what? Let's go one more screen south. One more, because here's the chasm here. Which means if we go east, we should be at a familiar location. The bridge. But before we cross this bridge, or attempt to do so, let's make a save. These things are not always what they seem. Oh no!
Oh no! The plank you stepped on was a trap. Your leg passed right through it, and now you are very, very stuck. Try as you might, you cannot dislodge yourself. You hear a noise. Someone or something is approaching you from behind.
Ah, of course.
You there! Can you... Wait a minute. I know you. You're that thieving little pest who used to reside in Daventry.
Yes. How kind of you to recognize me.
And just what are you doing here in Kalima?
Oh, no.
Oh, this and that. At the moment, I'm getting my own back.
I beg your pardon?
Imagine my surprise when, having come home from a hard day's work,
Mugging, you mean?
I find that my treasure had been robbed and my food stolen.
Are you claiming either were yours to begin with?
I went a bit hungry yesterday, but I'm willing to forgive. I happen to know that you're carrying some most expensive items, including that which you stole from me. I give you a choice. Either you hand over some treasure, or I start cutting. I've already had a go at the ropes on the other side, so should you survive the impact once I have cut both ends here, I doubt the remainder will hold your dangling weight. Oh yes. You could start it by throwing me those lovely gems you're carrying.
So, he doesn't leave us much of a choice.
You wrap your gems up tight in the cloth.
So, get fucked, dwarf!
You fool!
Now, if you want your treasure, then you help me.
Not a chance! I'm not coming anywhere near you!
Fine. Then you stay where you are, and the treasure stays over there.
Look at how frustrated he
Seems
is.
that your ultimatum has caused a conflict of interest for the dwarf. While he does not want to help you, his greed is demanding to be immediately satisfied. Having nothing else to do at present, you muse that kleptomania might be an inherent quality in dwarves in general. Then you notice the fraying ropes on the mountain end of the bridge. They are unraveling. He really did have a go at them earlier.
Oh boy.
Well?
I might just leave you there. Wait until you die, and then come back. You will not be a problem to me when you are dead.
By which time the bridge will have fallen. You have done a good job on those ropes over there.
While muttering something inaudible, the dwarf throws you his knife. You catch it deftly, realizing that whatever you're going to do, you'd better do it fast. You begin cutting the exposed support rope.
What are you doing? You're crazy!
As each rope gives way to your onslaught, you hold on tight and brace yourself for the inevitable.
Whee!
Upon impact, the collision shatters the plank that held your leg in place, and you are again free to move. You also discover that your entire body really hurts now.
Alright, let's go ahead and grab our hand here and climb on up. Woo!
You've made it to the other side safely. Of course, you have no way of getting back. Not that it concerns you at this point.
You could at least give me back my knife. No!
It serves you right for stealing from Daventry's magic chest.
That's right, dwarf. Get fucked. And perhaps that'll be the last of him we shall ever see. Let's go ahead and save one more time. So we've come quite a long way, y'all.
You unwrap the gems from the cloth. You feel a...
Nice.
You push the gem firmly into the indentation.
We're gonna do it yet again. Just for posterity, we'll save. Grab the last one and put her right in.
Birth, growth, death. The cycle of this life is complete, now and forever. Speak, and my purpose is thus fulfilled. My passage to the next world may begin at long last.
Then, if you please, I would bid thee open.
As you wish, but a word of caution. As you enter, know in your heart which destiny you truly desire.
Damn. Now, these all have funny endings and funny little things, but in order for us to continue the game, we need to go to the Tower Realm. And if this video gets a lot of likes, or if actually this video and the last video, if this series gets a lot of thumbs ups and some good comments and good stuff, maybe I'll show them all. Or at least link you to somebody who has shown them all. Because some of these are pretty funny. But first and foremost, we gotta get our mojo satisfied by taking us to the Tower Realm. That Canada, nice place. Very serene and beautiful in its own way. It's almost like we're in a magical world of sorts. Just look at how crazy it is and how peaceful it kind of is. Yeah, we don't see a tower, so something's clearly amiss here. With that said, I do want to thank you guys for stopping by.
Although the water looks calm,
Nope. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/HectorStudios for more live gaming action, because when we come back, we start heading into the finale of King's Quest II, The Romancing Stones. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.